2024 is at the door. 2023, let it be. Come on and hang out with me.
Preview. Todd is not only a remarkable, successful 30-year titan in business with having multiple businesses that generate multiplied millions of dollars.
And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do.
But he's humble. He's a man of God. He's a family man. The world's news organizations are built on everything but positivity.
He is an influential entrepreneur and business speaker for over 30 years.
I've got to forecast. I've got to pronounce. I've got to project. I've got to share with you my ideas, my vision, my goals for not only myself, but for you.
That's why he's came up with his incredible concept of taking and creating a platform for people that are wired differently.
And you got to understand that your habits of your person and your habits of your business and your habits of your spirituality have to lead to the North Star of who you are. We need to figure out who we want to be in life.
Good morning, Friday. I know you look forward to that Friday. I look forward to it. I mean, come on. I mean, I work on the weekends. We all do our thing on the weekends. Weekends are special, no matter whether you're working them or not. I think this weekends have that certain feeling. So Friday is our thing on the wire. Good morning, everybody. Come on now. Man, I'm especially in a good mood. I mean, a lot of you have been hanging out with me this entire week. And I mean, a whole year. I mean, this is it. This is the last day of the year as far as business is concerned for that. I mean, everybody's pretty much checked out. I mean, at Christmas, people kind of check out and things kind of go there, and we got vacations and time stacked up. And I know that my team, we try to get a little bit of done, but nobody wants to make appointments. Nobody wants to, they're just ready to reset. It's time to reset. So I said 2024 is at the door. 2023, let it be. Come hang out with me, right? And so this whole year, 2024, is going to be an amazing, epic, wired differently year. We've doubled down in some areas, and we focused in some other areas, and we've just got so much exciting things we're going to be doing, from professionally ran podcasts with great names and people on those, to Tiki Hut retreats, to, the mastermind is already kicking off in great ways. So Wired Differently is really, and we are launching a whole new Christian Wired Differently brand of merchandise and shirts, and we're just really going to celebrate who we are as Wired Differently people. 2024 is going to really be exciting. And so what I thought I would do today is I want to talk to you about Christ just a little bit, because we're just in the Advent season still. And one of the things that was kind of reckoning with me, I really am the Grinch. I mean, I am. And it doesn't seem like it, but I am the Grinch. My father was the Grinch. And when I think about the Grinch, it brings back memories. And so I just want to kind of take you back a little bit to the last week. And I just want you to understand what's so cool about the Grinch is that he comes around. So there was me as the Grinch in Angola, Indiana. Last week, we had some epic times in Angola. We stormed the mound, and we saw hundreds of children, and hundreds of people came to see the Grinch. And this is when he just showed up. He got on the mound, and literally a car almost ran off the road. I think I scared him. I don't know. I was that real looking. Here's the Grinch. And here's kind of what I wanted to say. Like the Grinch, I started off as just a regular dude, and then I started to paint my face and started to grow some hair on my legs. And then my face started to turn black, and my mustache turned green, and then my beard turned green. And all of a sudden I just started to morph into the Grinch. And then before you know it, my head turned completely Grinch, right? And so the good thing about the Grinch is he's kind of like 2023. He's going to be kind of like 2024. And this is Jeannie, who helped me put on the Grinch face. She is amazing. Thank you, Jeannie, so much. And then as the Grinch morphed, he flashed the crowd and said, Don't worry, Tom's Donuts. It's just maybe me, Todd. And Jeannie just kept piling on the makeup, and we kept piling on the makeup, and the Grinch began to morph, and his attitude became more, and he jumped in the car with Chad. And there's a close-up of the Grinch. He's really a good dude. He's not a bad dude. So we get it done, and I just kind of wanted to show you how much fun the Grinch was. The Grinch, the Grinch. So my idea of the Grinch is this kind of like this 2023 is ending and 2024 is at the door. And the Grinch kind of metamorphosizes through his personality. He's against Christmas. He's against Christmas. But then he starts to see the good. He starts to see the good. And then he turns the corner. And I just believe that's the Christmas spirit. That's the God in Christmas spirit, right? And the Grinch turns into a great dude, man. He gives out presents that he stole, but at the end of the day, he still gives out presents. He goes to Whoville and he makes everybody happy. And I couldn't help but think, I saw so many little children when I was the Grinch at Tom's Donuts. I saw two kids really stood out to me. A little girl by the name of Evelyn. And she came and her mom was there, and her mom kept trying to get her to go to see Santa because the Grinch had all kinds of kids around him at that point. But little Evelyn had to be 5 or 6, I don't know. And as Evelyn stared at the Grinch saw Evelyn stare, and you could tell she was perplexed. She was scared. She was not scared. She was scared. She was inquisitive. She really, and her mom kept saying, let's go see Santa. The Grinch is busy. Let's go see Santa. I'm not going to, Santa's line was shorter than the Grinch's line. I don't know. Just saying. So the little girl would not leave, and she kept staring and staring and staring. Finally, the Grinch went up to the little girl and said, hello, what's your name? She says, Evelyn. And the Grinch said to her, so what's your mom's name? And she says, she couldn't come up with her mom's name. She was just frozen in time, Grinch time. And I said, think real hard. My mom's name is Abigail. I said, oh, Abigail, I think I know your mom, Abigail. And I looked at Abigail, and she was smiling and take pictures. And I said, do some people call her Abby? She said, maybe. And she was just literally frozen. I said, so does your mom have 2 names? She said, yeah, Abby and Abigail. She has 2 names. The little girl could not stop seeing and thinking about the Grinch. Because in her mind, the Grinch was maybe bad. But she could see the Grinch, like 2023, kind of morphosizing into 2024, which was going to be at the door, and it was going to be good times. And she could see the Grinch was going to be a good guy. And when she got done, she told her mom, I could hear her legal voice. She said, hey, mommy, I just want you to know, we can go see Santa now. I want you to know the Grinch is really a good guy. 2024 is really going to be a good guy. I want you to understand. So today is a prosperous message. I got a lot of good things going on. Today's my last day at Salem Media. I'm kind of sad about it. It's been a whole week. It's been a long week. I start, early 4 in the morning, and then I'm there till 8 at night. And I enjoy the whole 3 hours. I got a crew there, Joe and Gabriel, and the whole Salem Media team supports me. And Chemo was there yesterday, brought me coffee, and Mayor Gene Brown was a guest. Robert Sherman was a guest yesterday, one of the greatest real estate salespeople in the planet's ever known, out of Sarasota. We go way back, and he's just a treat as a human being as much as he is a professional in Sarasota. And we learned a lot about the positivity of real estate. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Today's all positive. Try to bring me down. You can't bring me down. It is not going to happen, right? Gene Brown was telling us all the great things that are going on in Bradenton and the growth that they're having. And that's my town now. I got 2 towns. I got Angola, Indiana, the donut capital of the world. And I got Bradenton. I love the politics of Bradenton. I love the politics of this country. I love the politics of the state of Florida. I love Angola. I love the economy. I love everything. So, and I just want you to know, I don't want to focus on Israel. I don't want to focus on, all the other things that are going on across the world. I mean, those things are, I don't even want to talk about the stinking border. I just want to talk about you right now. I want to talk to you about 2024. I don't care. Whoever the president is, I'm telling you, it's going to be better. It's going to continue to get better. We talked about not looking back, right? We talked about Luke 9:67. A plow person who looks back on the plow is not fit to serve the kingdom of God, right? The plowhand that looks back, Luke 9:62. Yes, 9:62. Do not look back. We're not going to look back at 2023. We're going to look forward. And I've got 12 economic points I want to go over with you on a positive nature. This is a business show. This is a personal growth show. This is a spiritual show. But I just kind of wanted to open up with all that good news. And I wanted to share one really thing about time right now that just kind of rocked my world. This morning when I started studying, I had a whole direction I was going to go. But I really, I don't want to say stumbled. I have different devotionals I read every morning, and I pull up Bible verses. And I got to confess, I got into my Bible verse today, and it was Old Testament. I was like, man, I want New Testament. I really feel God's calling me for New Testament stuff. And so I dug into my devotions. I've talked about He Gets Us many times on this show. So I would challenge all of you to go to hegetsus.com. Phenomenal website. Let me just see well, let's see here. He Gets Us. I'm gonna show off here. It's Friday. I'm casual Friday. It's us.com. I'm willing to take some risks today. Let's go here, present, share screen. There it is. Boom. Check this out, you guys. Can you see it? All right, that's He Gets Us. So I'm going to toggle back. And let's just see. I've not practiced this. There is a devotional in here. Struggles. I don't know if I can find the devotional, but this is a great site for you to go to and to read devotionals, do videos, just check out what's going on. This site in my devotional kind of rocked my world. And I'm just going to go for it here. I'm gonna read this to you. He Gets Us. Jesus shook things up. When you turned on your device just now, I wanted you to know you saw the date, December 2029. It's likely flashed the date. No matter what you believe about Jesus, his life split history into two things. No matter what you believe about Jesus, you got to understand, even if you're a follower or not a follower, he is a real person in time. But you have to realize he split time in half, into two parts. Maybe not in half, but into two parts. So 2024, as we talk about 2024, is at the door. We're moving time forward past 2023. Let it be, right? And I'm reading this devotional and He Gets Us. And it's just amazing to me when I start to think about what Jesus did, right? Whether you love him, you hate him, you don't believe in him. I mean, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you don't believe that Joe Biden is the president or Reagan was the president or any of these other leaders, historical figures in time are who they are, right? It's just, he is a real figure. Now, where it breaks down is whether or not you believe he was the living God walking around on earth, right? And so that's the real difference. But he was real. And so whether or not you want to believe he was real, you can't diffuse the fact that he was real, but you can basically have some type of argument that maybe the miracles weren't true and he isn't the God of, or he isn't the Messiah, or no religion matters at all, but he was a person. But what he did do that you can't dispute, that's mesmerizing to me, is he split time into two parts. Right? So 2024, which is at the door, let 2023 be. Come follow me. Come be with me on this walk, this journey of Wired Differently, is the fact that we are living in a time created based on his life. There's no way getting around that. No way. No way to get around that. And so when I started reading that, I thought that's remarkable. I mean, it never really hit me that every year that we, I mean, I knew it, but it never really hit me that every year we go through this New Year process, and it's a new year, and we're celebrating a new year, and we're like, yeah. I remember 1999. We are gonna party like 1999. All the time was gonna stop, and computers didn't know how they were gonna roll over to the number 2. I don't know. I always thought that was. Or my buddy John Onifredi was cutting wood for days and saving up water, and everybody was just, like the time was gonna end or something. I never understood the concept of the fear of 2000 or 1999, but every year we progress forward, right? Every year before the birth of Christ is backwards years, and every year forward is with Christ as a person who literally walked on this earth and changed the world. There will never be another time, another person, another place that will ever divide time. Divided time in half. That dude was epic. 33 years it all took him, and he divided time in half. So I just want to let you know we're moving forward, right? And so when I read the scripture earlier this week, Luke 9:62, no one who puts his hand to a plow and looks back is fit for service in the kingdom of God. Because I think there's a lot you can read into that, but God was just literally saying, man, don't look back. Because if you're looking back, then you're not able to go straight forward, right? And then when you look back, the furrows that you're plowing get crooked, right? And so like your past becomes crooked, the future becomes mixed, and the seeds are planted crooked, and the weeds are going to grow into the corn, and the corn's going to grow into the soybean, and blah blah blah. I'm not a farmer, but I just know that I don't know a good farmer that has ever plowed crooked lines and stayed in the game. Just haven't. So what I want to do is encourage you today. I wanted to kind of share some things with you, and I just wanted to break down 2024. I follow a magazine online called Epic Times, and it's Epoch Times, EPOCH Times, or Epic Times. I've heard them say Epic Times. I've heard them say Epoch Times. But it's a great magazine, a great business watch magazine, and it is a conservative leaning magazine. It's a Christian organized conservative leaning magazine, I believe. But it's very good. And I thought, well, today, since 2024 is at the door, in 2023, we're going to let her be, man. Let her be. And the Grinch is turning the page. He's becoming nice. He showed up at Christmas. He came forward. He was forward. He was the Grinch. He became a great guy. And little Evelyn ends up turning out and realizing that he went forward and he saw the light. He got Christmas, and he is a good dude, right? I mean, we're always moving forward. And Luke 9:62 says, move forward, right? Look forward, don't look back. And so I'm just not going to be this guy that's going to hate on Biden this morning. I'm not going to tell you he's doing a great job. I'm just going to tell you that right now, for whatever reason you want to look at it, we are postured for good times in 2024. And so why not talk about it? Why not, like, as a business person? Why not as a believer? Talk about the good things that are going on in our economy. I mean, listen, the news spends a lot of damn time on talking about all the crap going on, all the problems, right? It's just, I get tired of it. I don't even want a part of it. Matter of fact, I've been doing this radio show on Salem Media for 4 days now, and this is my last day. And listen, I think, what could we do here? Let's do something real quick before I get too far into this. I want to invite any of you, who's out there. Let me see who's out there. I want you to write this phone number down. Let's see who's out there. Comments. Let's see. Lots of people. Oh, Chad. Chad, you're out there. Terry, you're out there. Can someone write this phone number down? 877. Come on now, somebody. 877-943-9444. 9673. Okay. 877-943-9673. I got great things to tell you, and I got about 10 minutes to do it in, so I don't want to rush it, but I want to encourage you guys about this. Hey, Terry, winner, chicken dinner, 877-943-9673. Hey, Mark, good to oh, yeah, look at them all coming in. I love it. All right, so listen, here's what I'm doing. We're broadcasting over a sea of followers. We have arguably at any given time close to 250,000 people listening to this radio show I'm hosting every afternoon this whole week. And today's my last day. It's Friday, and I've made some great friends there. Joe and Gabriel and Chemo and the whole gang over there. It's actually going to be a sad thing. I've lived there for 6 hours a day for the last week and a half. Hey, Joe, empty your voice. Is that me or you? I don't have full, but you should be able to get to Abby. 877-943-9673. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Latane. Wow, so many. So listen, I'm going to encourage you. So here's the thing. That's the phone number of the show. So from 3:05 to 6 p.m., I'm going to be doing the radio show, and I've got a whole show planned. But, if you guys wanted to blow the show up and call in, I promise you I'll get you on this show. And we're going to talk about Wire differently. We'll talk about your day. We'll talk about 2024. I've got so many great things. And so we're talking about what you have in store for 2024, right? Because 2024 is at the door. So what do you have in store? 2023, get behind me, right? So come follow me on Wire. I don't know. I'm not a rapper. But here's the thing. I want to do that. And so I want to just kind of posture all you amazing listeners for some great news in 2024. You ready? All right. You ready? Come on now, everybody. Drum roll here. I got to get my stuff set up. Go to all these comments. Hi, Debbie. Joe, Latane. Latane, you caught me over on my personal Facebook this morning doing a little commercial. It was a commercial to come over here and listen, but Chad, what link do you want? I don't understand. Oh, the radio link. Christopher Billups, HPV. Oh, Christopher Billups. Okay, yeah, he gets us. That's the link. Hey, Chris, can you put up the link for the radio show so people can listen to the show? This is great having. I got Chad on. I got Chris on. I got. Where's Heather? Come on now, Heather. Come on, get out of bed. Someone call Heather and tell her I'm asking for her on the show this morning. She was stunned, laughed out loud. Yeah. Look at all these comments. Okay, so I got focus. So this is Ed Yardini's 12 good reasons that we're going to have a great 2024. We might go a little long today. I don't know. I'm feeling relieved, man. I have been with all the companies this week. Abby, Heather, Sam, Jeannie, you guys have all been great. But literally, yesterday started at 2:30 in the morning, and I got home at 9 o'clock at night. This week has been a gauntlet, man, and I've loved every second of it. But I feel I feel like I ran the marathon, and it's over. I'm in the last. My legs are good, my stomach's good, my head is clear, and I only got like 1 mile left to go of the 26.7 miles or whatever that is. And I know I have the gas. I know that it's just been great. So I just want to encourage you, 2024. So here are 12 economic great reasons that you should be encouraged. And I spent time with Robert Sherman on the real estate side yesterday, and he was right on it, man. He agreed with this stuff. So here, interest rates are becoming down to normal, right? So we have interest rates are Fed rates, interest rates are loan rates, interest rates, are both sides of the coin. So when interest rates go up, it hurts the borrower, right? So when your house interest rates go up, it hurts the borrower. But on the flip side, It helps a guy like me who has a lot of money that's sitting in money markets or money accounts, or so you can invest into bonds or more firm T-bills, things of that nature. Because when the interest rate goes up for borrowing, it also goes up for people who are getting yields from their cash or their money. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword there, but most people want the interest rates to be down, which if you're in a fortunate position, you can play both. If it's up, then you invest, get your money on the interest that's sitting out there. When it comes down, then you go out and you buy, right? You buy houses, you do those type of things when money is cheap, right? So it's very, very smart to buy when rates are down, clearly. And if you have cash, get in there when rates are high, buy underneath everybody, and you're getting some really good yield. But right now, interest rates are normalizing. 2024 year interest rates are normalizing. Robert Sherburne was on the show with us yesterday, and I was talking to him about housing interest rates, mortgage rates, and how we just did some housework for my daughter, and I said the interest rates nationally are averaging about 8%. And he said, "No, bro. Mortgage rates just dropped to 6.25%. Now, some of you just made some acquisitions. Don't worry. We can refinance when, Deb, if that's you and you're thinking like, oh, no. Listen, when this stuff gets down to 4 or 3.5, we go back and we refinance. We knock it out of the park. We got to buy something inexpensive because interest rates were high. So the good side of this is we refinance, we recoup, we take the purchase price we won on now, then we double down and we grab the interest rate. So good job, Deb Comerell, and all that. So, okay, interest rates are down and they're normalizing. Great news. Number one, consumers will have purchasing power, will now have more purchasing power. And when the consumer has purchasing power, it creates energy in the economy, energy in the mindset. More importantly, we feel good about it. We don't feel scared all the time. Number three, household liquid and wealthy. So households will be more liquid. Not everybody is going to be liquid, but more and more people will be becoming more liquid because interest rates are normalizing and the purchasing power is coming back and the confidence will come back. Number four, demand for labor is strong. So I know the Republicans, the conservatives were really saying, hey, recession. Well, the recession never really came. It's a transitory recession. They kept saying transitory recession, and I was one of those guys saying, call them bull on it. Bull, it's not a transitory recession. But we never really had the 2 quarters of decline or shrinkage that would require it to be a recession. And one of the big determinants on that was the labor force, right? Labor went up. We had more jobs than people, and so the recession could never really feel itself. We didn't have anybody, with people that don't want to work, we're always going to have that. But we didn't have people like, I can't get a job. I mean, if those people were saying that, then they were liars because there's jobs out there. Now, they may not be jobs they wanted to take, but I just want you to know demand for labor is still strong despite all the crap we've been through. So that's another great determinant. 5, onshoring is a boom and boosting capital spending, ending manufacturing recessions, meaning that onshoring is happening. Economic indicators show Ed Yardeni's Epic Times. He's a S&P Financial 500 guru, right? And he's putting all these things together. And this is a conservative magazine, so I mean, this is strong information, whether you want to believe it or not. And here, onshoring is a boom and boosting economy, meaning that we are doing less and less offshoring. We're building more and more manufacturing back onshore. Now, I would like to think it's the conservatives pushing this and this whole idea of winning maybe the Congress back and certain things of that nature, but it just makes sense, right? Onshoring is coming back, less and less offshoring, meaning China and other places for manufacturing. We've got the workers. Let's go. Let's turn it on. Number 6, housing is set to do the plunge rate, the rebound. Housing is rebounding because now the inventory was low. And the people who wanted to sell couldn't sell because they were locked in at 2.5%, 3% rates, right? They couldn't sell because they'd have to go out and buy at 8 or 9% rates. So they were locked in. Inventory was shrinking. Now that the mortgage rates are starting to come down, people are starting to look, okay, I want to go out there and get an improvement in my life, and I can do this if it can just get down to maybe 5% or something like that. So housing is set for recovery, right? Inventory will rise again, and here we go. I would also tell you that the house appreciation rate of year over has increased by 6.3% year over year. Meaning that if you own a house in America, the average appreciation rate of your home was 6.3%. That means that if you had a house was worth $200,000, it would have increased $12,000. Let's do the math on that. 6% of 100,000 is 6,000. So if it's 200,000, you double it. It's a $12,000 increase in your investment, right? So if it's $1 million house, it's $120,000. Think about what percentage. So when you own a home, you're paying down the mortgage, you're paying down what you owe on it, which is one good thing. At, let's say, if you were locked in at 4%, it's costing you 4% to borrow that money, which is shrinking, declining. If it started at 200,000, it's probably down to hopefully 500,000. I'm sorry, for 50,000 or even 100,000 now. So that's shrinking. You're paying 4% on a shrinking number, but your investment or your appreciation is moving north on the whole number. So if you're paying 4% on a shrinking number of 200,000, but your appreciation is moving on an average of 6% or more in America right now, that's on the whole number, and it's compounding. So it's increased by $12,000 on a $200,000 home, and then now the $212,000 home will appreciate another hopeful 6 to 7% the following year, but you're paying down the debt at 4%. That's not a bad business move now, is it? So that's encouraging. Think about what you're doing as a homeowner. Now, Grant Cardone's going to tell you you're stupid for owning a home, and I said the word stupid. I'm not Grant Cardone, and you're not stupid. That's why you own a home, because stability is a good business move, and it's your home. We have to have a home. I mean, homes are good. Whether you rent it or live in it, home is home, right? Number 7, corporate cash flow is at a record high. That means Apple, Amazon, all these big companies are just crushing it, right? And they're good business people. They're sharing it with us. I watched the whole show. Dennis Prager, I was listening to him while I was studying yesterday at Salem, and he spent 20 minutes on how awesome Amazon really is and how they return goods and how things work of that nature. I mean, we're winning. We're winning. No ever has there been a time in the history of the world that an economy of people have been more spoiled, more luxurious, more affluent as a world, as certainly in America. So want to make sure we understand and celebrate the good things that we're having. Number 8, inflation is turning around. It's not transitory. It's not actually lasting. It is turning out to be transitory. High-tech revolution is boosting productivity. So I want you to understand what that means. High-tech is boosting. So AI has changed the world, whether we believe it or not. It's coming. AI is making things easier. I really just, it's interesting how many people don't really understand what AI is doing for the world right now, especially America, and even my world. My wife was writing a story about her brother who had just passed, and it was an obituary, and we were creating it, and they just couldn't quite get it. She couldn't quite get it. They worked so hard. They worked 2-3 hours on this. Her mom and the family were going back and forth, and I rolled in from the Salem Media Show, and I'm like, baby, what's going on? She goes, oh, I just can't get this letter just right. We want to get it right. And I said, she goes, would you read it? So I read it, and I slipped into the other room, and I said, what do you want me to tell you if there's things that are wrong on it? She goes, yeah. I said, well, you work so hard on it. She goes, I do. And so I quickly took the letter. This is sinister stuff, right? I took the letter and plopped it into AI and hit the button. 3 hours of their work and grinding, and the letter in the obituary wasn't quite right. And you want it right, right? And within 3 seconds, man, it picked all their words, all their emotion, all their inspiration, all of it, and it wrote the most beautiful, heartfelt, because they had provided the inspiration and the guts and the details, and this thing kicked it out. And it unfolded basically right in front of my wife's eyes, and you could see the light go off, like, this is happening, right? So this is happening. The world is changing. Things are going to get simpler, going to get more less sophisticated in some regards. And so that is a key indicator, right? And now here's another term I want you to learn. Lead economic indicators have been misleading over the last 3 years, right? We really don't think we're going to have the recession. I think we're going to pull out of this. We're going to smooth through it. And mostly because the left democratic situation that they're in, they know they have to change their routes now. They had 3 years to really mess things up from the war side, from immigration side, just the dumbest things. This whole social economic thing with transvestites and all the diversity, which we do believe in diversity, but you can't put all of that before the security of the country. You can't put all of that before, what we're here to do to keep people safe. And I think it's turning that way. And so we know that things are starting to work because they've got to get the votes. And let's just play it the way it is, man. So the rest of the world should be contained, meaning that's number 11. Number 11 is the rest of the world should be contained, meaning that the rest of the world's problems are not affecting us as much as they have been over the last 3-4 years, right? From COVID to their world problems and their economic problems, we've been able to really kind of move the dollar in a different place. I will tell you, though, that gold has never, ever been higher. Gold reached its all-time high. Now, that's a good thing for people who are buying gold. The banks are buying gold. Costco's selling gold now. Gold is amazing. It's high. I'm not a gold buyer because that means I'm betting against the dollar. But if gold is that high, you got to think the dollar is going to become a little weaker. And last but not least, 2023 soft landing is giving traction to 2023 in this whole AI-based economy. Well, listen, I just wanted to give you some really good thoughts, some good things that are coming in 2024. And I got to tell you, I'm going to keep storming the door in 2024. Go ahead and call me today at Salem Medium. The number is out here somewhere. Someone wrote it down. Lots of people wrote it down. That number is 877-943-9673. Anybody that calls or joins me on the show or follows me on Todd Saylor Wired Differently will be getting a free book. We'll be getting a free workbook for my latest book called Your Will Be Done. Well, listen, you guys, I went over Chad. I always talk to Chad, and he is a phenomenal dude. And he's like, okay, I need you to go 30 minutes. And so then I start going 30 minutes, and then I start to go over every now and then. And I'm always worried because he's saying, you're gonna go over. Well, most recently when I talked about going over, he says, man, if you're in a row, go. He says, people like it. Following us many times we started with. So I want you to feel like that, man. I want you to feel like we did it, man. 2023, get behind me. Some good things happen, but I want you to realize that 2024, man, it's gonna be a great year. And I need you to go into the year knowing it's going to be a great. Don't just be thinking it's a great year. Don't be just postulating that it's going to be great. I mean, it is going to be a great year. I gave you 12 great reasons right out of the gate why it's going to be a great year. You can come up with more, but it's in your head, right? I want you to know if you storm the door in 2024, it is going to be a great year. You have to move forward. We can't go backwards anyways. You can pick the best year of your life. You can't go backwards. But just remember this, as I encourage you this morning, it's true, man. I needed to hear it. Jesus Christ is a real person, a real historical fact. And the fact is that he split time into 2 parts. It's real. And he gave us 2024. Everything prior to 2024 and year one of Christ's birth was time going backwards. If you think about it like that, we're time going forward, plow in hand, looking forward, straight furrows. You guys are amazing. You are going to take 2024. It's going to be our year. Wired differently. I got so many things coming for you. God bless you guys. Have a great day. It's been awesome. I'll see you on Salem Radio today from 3 to 6 p.m. I hope to hear from you on calls.